why the Mississippi River Delta is rapidly vanishing into the Gulf. Imagine standing on land that your grandparents once called home, only to realize that beneath your feet, that very ground is slowly dissolving into the sea. No explosion, no dramatic collapse, just a quiet, unstoppable disappearance. Entire villages fading, wetlands sinking, maps being rewritten year after year. What if I told you that in the United States, a piece of land roughly the size of a football field vanishes into water every single hour? This is not a distant future prediction. It is happening right now. And at the center of this silent catastrophe lies one of the most powerful rivers on Earth, the Mississippi. But here's the twist. The very river that created this vast delta is now one of the reasons it's being destroyed. How did something that built life become a force of loss? To understand this mystery, we have to go back thousands of years, when the Mississippi River was wild, untamed, and free to roam wherever it pleased. Over centuries, it carried billions of tons of sediment, mud, sand, and silt, from the heart of America, depositing it at its mouth, slowly building the delta outward into the Gulf. Layer by layer, the land grew, marshes formed, ecosystems thrived, and life flourished. This natural process was like a heartbeat. Flood, deposit, rebuild, repeat. The delta wasn't just land. It was alive, constantly renewing itself. But then humans stepped in. As cities like New Orleans grew, the river was seen not as a creator, but as a threat. Floods became disasters. So engineers did what humans do best. They tried to control nature. Massive levees were built along the river's edges, locking it into a fixed path. On the surface, it seemed like a victory. Floodwaters were contained, cities were protected. But beneath this success lay a hidden consequence. The river could no longer overflow into the wetlands. The life-giving sediment that once rebuilt the delta was now being shot straight into the deep waters of the Gulf, lost forever. The land stopped growing, and without new sediment, something dangerous began to happen. The delta started to sink. This process, known as subsidence, is slow but relentless. The soft, muddy ground naturally compacts over time, but without fresh sediment to replenish it, the land simply lowers, inch by inch, year by year. Now combine that with rising sea levels driven by climate change, and you get a deadly equation. The ocean isn't just rising, the land is falling. It's like standing on a sinking boat while the water around you rises higher and higher. But that's not the only problem. Oil and gas exploration has carved thousands of miles of canals through the wetlands. These canals allow salt water from the Gulf to penetrate deep inland, killing freshwater vegetation that once held the soil together. Imagine pulling the roots out of a carpet. The entire structure begins to unravel. That's exactly what's happening here. The protective barrier is collapsing. And with every storm, every hurricane, the damage accelerates. Storm surges now travel farther inland, eroding what little land remains. Places that once absorbed the impact of storms are now open water. The delta, once a shield, is becoming a gateway for destruction. And here's where it gets even more unsettling. Scientists warn that the Mississippi River itself may eventually change course entirely. Rivers naturally seek the shortest path to the sea, and a new route, known as the Atchafalaya Basin, is already trying to capture the flow. If that happens, the current delta could be abandoned completely, cut off from the river that sustains it. An entire region could be left to drown. Efforts are being made to stop this. Massive control structures hold the river in place for now. But it's a constant battle against nature's instincts. So the question becomes, can we really control something as powerful as a river forever? Or are we just delaying the inevitable? Today, restoration projects are attempting to reverse the damage. Engineers are designing sediment diversions, controlled openings in the levees that allow the river to once again feed the wetlands. It's a bold idea. Work with nature instead of against it. But these projects take time, money, and political will. And time is something the delta is running out of. Every hour, more land disappears. Every day, communities face an uncertain future. Families are relocating, cultures are being uprooted, and histories are being erased. This isn't just an environmental story, it's a human one. The vanishing delta is a warning, a glimpse into what happens when natural systems are disrupted for too long. It shows how interconnected everything is: rivers, oceans, land, and human decisions. And perhaps the most haunting part of this story is how quietly it's happening. No global headlines every day. No sudden catastrophe. Just a slow fade, a gradual erasing of land from existence. So the next time you look at a map of the United States, remember this: the coastline you see today may not exist tomorrow. The Mississippi River Delta is not just disappearing. It's teaching us a lesson about balance, about respect for nature, and about the consequences of control. The real question is, are we learning fast enough? Or will this silent collapse continue until there's nothing left to save?